The hidden truth about your thoughts. Who's really speaking when you're thinking you're actually listening? But listening to what? Who is speaking? And if you are the one hearing it, then who is the one talking? Thoughts are not yours. You witness them. But who sends them? Imagine sitting in a room alone, no distractions. You close your eyes. The thoughts begin to arise, one after another. They come like whispers, like echoes from a place unseen. You hear them. But are you creating them, or are they arriving from somewhere else? The voice in your head is not you. It is a construct, a program running its course. But if you are not the voice, then who are you? We spend our entire lives caught in a stream of internal dialogue. We assume that because we hear our thoughts, we are the ones generating them. But what if thinking is not the act of creating thoughts, but rather the act of receiving them? If you are truly the master of your mind, then why can't you stop thinking at will? Try it. Close your eyes. Tell your mind to stop. Observe the result. Thoughts continue to appear. They arise like waves on an ocean. You do not summon them. You simply notice them. They come unbidden, appearing from a place unknown, a place just beyond the grasp of conscious control. The mind is a receiver. The brain is an antenna. You are not the thoughts. You are the observer. If you are not the thoughts, then who is thinking? And if you can listen to the thoughts, then who is the one listening? The implications of this realization are profound. It suggests that consciousness is separate from the mind. It suggests that what we identify as self may not be what we think it is. We do not think. We tune in. Consider a radio. A radio does not create the music it plays. It simply receives frequencies that already exist. It translates those frequencies into sound. Your mind operates in the same way. It picks up signals. It translates them into words. You hear those words and believe them to be yours. But whose signals are they? The voice in your head has been programmed since birth. It echoes the words of parents, teachers, society, media. You believe it is you, but is it really? If the mind is a receiver, then what frequencies are we tuning into? Are we receiving thoughts from our environment, from collective consciousness, from something beyond what we know? And most importantly, can we change the channel? Meditation is not about stopping thought. It is about stepping back and seeing where the thoughts come from. If you are the observer of thought, then you exist before thought. You exist outside of it. You are the silent witness, the one who hears the voice, but is not the voice. So the question remains, if you are listening, then who is talking? Silence is the space where true awareness begins. Have you ever tried to listen to silence? Not just the absence of noise, but the deep, infinite silence that exists beneath everything. In that silence, thought has no place. In that silence, you are pure awareness. But even as you try to reach that silence, thoughts interrupt. They come in waves, rising and falling, narrating your reality. But whose voice is narrating? And why? The conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg. The subconscious runs deeper, but beyond both lies something even greater. Science tells us that the conscious mind is only a fraction of our mental activity. The subconscious controls habits, memories, instincts. But even deeper than the subconscious, what exists? A source? A field of awareness beyond personal identity? Some traditions call it the higher self. Some call it the oversoul. Some say it is the collective consciousness, a field of thought in which all minds are connected. Could it be that your thoughts are not only yours, but part of something much larger? What if you are not a single mind, but a node in an infinite web of thought? Imagine every mind connected, thoughts moving like currents in an ocean. Some thoughts feel personal, familiar, arising from memory. Others feel foreign, as if they came from outside. Could you be tuning into different levels of consciousness? Your thoughts are shaped by more than just your experiences. They are influenced by unseen forces. Think of advertising. Think of social conditioning. Think of the countless influences shaping your internal dialogue. Now take it deeper. What about the influence of emotions, energies, entities? What if some thoughts are not yours at all but whispers from the unseen? There are those who claim that thoughts can be implanted, that consciousness can be manipulated. Some say the voice in your head is a mix of self, culture, and something beyond. But if you are truly the listener, then you must ask, who do you choose to listen to? True freedom begins when you stop identifying with thought. To awaken is to realize you are not your mind. You are not the chatter in your head. You are the awareness beyond it. But to reach that state, one must first step back and observe. Meditation, deep introspection, dissolving the ego. These are the keys to hearing beyond the noise. When the mind becomes silent, the real voice emerges. And that voice? It is not the conditioned mind. It is not the echoes of society. It is the true self, waiting beneath it all. The quiet knowing. The deep intelligence that does not need words to be understood. So if you are listening, who is talking? And more importantly, who is listening? What if your mind is not just an individual entity, but a field of consciousness interconnected with all things? Imagine that your thoughts are part of a grander symphony, each note a vibration echoing through the unseen realms. Some thoughts belong to the collective unconscious, a vast reservoir of ideas and emotions shared by all beings. Others come from ancestral memory, genetic imprints passed down through generations. What if every idea you think has been thought before? What if your thoughts are echoes of the past reverberating through time? Who controls the voice in your head? Is it you, or have you simply inherited the words of another? To unravel the mystery of thought, we must ask, who first planted these ideas? How much of your internal dialogue is truly original? And how much is the residue of culture, history, and forces beyond perception? The more we listen, the deeper the mystery becomes. If thoughts can be heard, then there must be a speaker. But the question remains, who or what is speaking? Let that sink in.